Hello, my name is Hannah Atkinson. I'm a third-year sociology anthropology major at Lewis and Clark, and I'm hoping to do my thesis in the fall of 2013. Today I'm presenting my SAAB Research Grant Proposal to execute a project this summer in the NANA region, which is the Inupiaq-owned Native corporation land in northwest Alaska. I hope to do a feminist analysis of oral tradition. The NANA region is an area of 38,000 square miles, and it's made up of towns and villages and is the land of the Inupiaq Native Alaskans. I have lived in Kotzebue, the hub of the region, for the last 7 years. And in this time I've become familiar with lore and songs and dances that express the way of life of the Inupiaq. I believe that oral tradition can answer questions about the role of women in Inupiaq society, and that's what ultimately drives my research. I think that it can reveal taboos and rituals surrounding women, and an analysis will contribute to a dialogue about the social meaning of gender in Inupiaq society today. Oral tradition has gendered meanings. You can see in this example of the family dance. These men are doing some common women's motions. Women Eskimo dancers bend their knees, while right here you see they switch over to the men's motion, which is the stomping of the feet. And you usually don't see those motions in the same dance. The cultural sites of the NANA region include villages and camps. So villages are places where people who are still practicing the subsistence lifestyle live year-round, and they're gathered around schools and post offices and other modern necessities. Camps, hunting camps, are the places where traditional activities actually take place. So I am suspecting that that will be the place where oral tradition is most practiced. And camps are a place that are known for bringing elders and youth together and learning different skills that will preserve the subsistence lifestyle. I have designed my project to include interviews and participant observation that will be completed in the villages of Kivalina on the coast and Kayana upriver, in order to get a sense of that difference in culture between the coastal and upriver regions, and at Camp Sivu and Camp Sisolik, in a series of 1 to 2 day trips in the month of July. The difficulty of researching in Northwest Alaska is the accessibility of the sites. There's no road system connecting the villages and camps in the NANA region. The villages are only accessible from Kotzebue by plane, commercial air carriers, Era and Bering. I hope to use this grant to pay for travel to the villages. And there are no commercial flights to the camps that are along the coastline and up the rivers between the settlements. Access is limited really to personal boats. I have access to a boat through my working relationship with the National Park Service, but because there is no funding available for ethnographic work in the Cultural Resource Department, the gasoline needed to travel to the camp is a needed expense. My ability to do ethnographic work, including semi-scheduled interviews and participant observation, like I said, is it's really dependent on funding for travel through the region. What needed to complete my research really is a digital voice recorder, and the usefulness of my interviews and analysis is really dependent on my ability to record the interviews that I'm collecting in the villages and the camps. My research experience in Alaska includes my current position as a student archaeologist at the Western Arctic National Parklands in Kotzebue. I played a key role in logistics, arranging trips into the field, which involved organizing the travel by bush plane. I'm very familiar with the resources necessary to do research in Northwest Alaska, and I think that will be very valuable in my executing a project this summer. So this methodological experience is supplemented by my position as a local in the region. I feel that it gives me knowledge of the culture that will be valuable in gathering data and forming an analysis. Along with this, I feel it is important to acknowledge a definite bias. Doing research in my home of 7 years, but I have kept this in mind during the planning of the location of my research, choosing localities which I consider accessible, but also places that I am unfamiliar with. And these places being the villages and camps. If funded, my thesis work will prove valuable to the Lewis and Clark community, as well as get back to the Nana region and the Inupiaq people. As a Lewis and Clark sociology anthropology major, my proposed research is unique in location, subject, and focus because it represents a culture and social structure of a minority population in an isolated and unknown part of the U.S. I believe that the implications of research for the Inupiaq people and communities is directly related to making resulting reports accessible to the communities. And that's going to be one of my goals and priorities moving into the project. And I think it's facilitated by the positions that I hold in town. And as a co-founder of the community organization MISS, which debuted in 2012, which is devoted to exploration of culture, gender, and identity, education on rape culture, and building resources for sexual assault survivors. And through that, I'm involved in the community dialogue surrounding gender issues. Ultimately, my research is important because the dialogue of gender in modern Inupiaq society is defined by Inupiaq culture and Western influence. And the dialogue is really limited by our gap in understanding of the meaning of gender in traditional Inupiaq culture. I believe that a feminist analysis of oral tradition will reveal social meanings of gender valued by Inupiaq people, past and present,